What's up, you sons of bitches? It's me, Jay, aka Young Taxpayer. Do you know why they call me that? Because guess what I just did? Guess what I just did? I paid my taxes. Probably could have guessed that from the Young Taxpayer part. But I was kind of going for like a rapper feel at the beginning there. Didn't quite catch on. But yeah, I just did my taxes. And I'm still learning how to do this shit, okay? And it's just awesome, gotta say. God, I love paying taxes. God, sometimes I pay them twice. No, but for real, like, it's so, I don't even know how to describe it. It just sucks that you like do this shit, right? And then the government just comes in and just slurps the money right out of your bank account. Just slurps it right out. And there's nothing you can do about it. One day you're rolling in money, the next it's like gone. And you're like, God, I was saving up for that TV, Not me. I'm not. I have a TV, guys. I'm not saving up for a TV. Who's saving up for a TV? Not me. But yeah. Just did my taxes, so I'm not in the best mood to be doing this because I know in a little bit that money's just gonna be gone. I had to do all my shopping early just so I can get ahead of the curve, They can't take money if I don't have any money. Big brain time. But yeah, I got to record this podcast early because I'm gonna be going on a little trip in my favorite rocket ship. I don't really know exactly how the next line goes, but something about flying through the sky. Little Einsteins. See? I made the connection. Big brain moment, little Einsteins. You can't fake this stuff. That's how mastermind I am about this podcast. I knew exactly what jokes I was going to say and when. So they all make sense. I'm just kidding. Once again, as usual, I didn't make a list, It's just why do I even bother even trying anymore? But I do have the huge list that I made from that one week where my brain was just going nuts on potential topics. But I figured, I've been doing this for a while and I haven't really engaged with the audience a whole lot. So I thought that since I didn't come up with a list of topics for this week's episode, I figured I'd reach out to you guys and see if you guys had any ideas or anything that you wanted me to talk about where you're like, God, I wish Jay would just talk about this one thing on his podcast. Well, here's your chance. Okay. So I posted on my Instagram story. I just said, hey, give me some ideas and topics for my next podcast. And a lot of people came through. I might do this again. So if you missed this and you do want to give me a topic, then just follow me on Instagram at RealJLions. I have to get that plug in there. That's self-promotion. Once again, mastermind at work. I did all this just to tell you to follow my Instagram. But yeah, so I put on my story. I asked for some topics, some ideas, things for me to talk about, and a lot of you guys came through. So I'm just going to kind of run down the list of things. Because I waited for the entire story to run its course just so I can get every single potential topic that anybody wanted to say. I had the full time. And so here's the final list. So I'm not going to say all of them because I don't know how long I'm going to take on each topic because I haven't seen any of these yet. So first one. Theme parks. Okay, well, I talk about theme parks a lot, actually, but I just mention them. I don't really go into depth about it, so I'll go into depth about some trips I've been on, some experiences that I've had at parks. Though it's all gonna be like all Universal stuff, because that's where I go most of the time. I haven't been to Disney in forever. I mean, I went to Epcot like almost a year ago, but I mean, other than that, I haven't been to a Disney park since I was like 10 or something. But yeah, so I'll talk about Universal. I used to go to Universal a ton, like a lot. There was like at one point where I was going like every weekend. I don't know how I had money for that, just magically. But I actually almost got kicked out of Universal one time. It was like a long time ago. I was with a friend of mine, and we were going on the Rip Ride Rocket, which is a roller coaster in the Studios Park. And we go on it, and if you don't know what about the ride, it's a roller coaster, but you get to choose what song you want playing, like your music, when you go on the ride. And so they have a selection of things that you can choose from. And they also have a secret list that you can, I don't remember exactly how you do it, but something you do, and you have to have like codes, and then you have like a list of songs. You have to memorize what the code is, because there's no names. It only gives you a prompt to put in the number of the song. So you have to know what that number is before you go on the ride. But anyways, so they have that, and you choose the song, and then the song plays while you ride the ride. So I went on, and I usually pick Sabotage by Beastie Boys, because I swear to God, that song was like made for that ride. It is like so perfect. And if you haven't chosen that song when you go on Rip Ride Rocket, definitely next time, choose that song. Sabotage, Beastie Boys. It's going to be like the greatest ride ever. You're going to be like, why did I choose any other song than this one? But me and my friend, we went on the ride like 10 times in a row or something crazy like that. And there was this one time I went on, and I was choosing different songs each time, because I just wanted to see what the vibe was like on other songs, because I've never chosen any other song. And there was this one song that I chose, I can't remember the name of it, but it had like a nice beat to it, you know? And it was like one of those songs where you just like, you want to snap your fingers or tap your foot or something like that. And so I got off the ride, and I said to my friend, I was like, yo, this song was just like awesome for this ride. And he's like, well, let's just go on again, and we'll both choose a song. And I'm like, we'll snap or something like that. And I know where the photo is on like every ride at Universal. That's how often I've been there. And so we usually pose for the photo. And so we're like, hey, we'll just, for the picture, it'll be us snapping to the song, right? So we go on the ride, and when the picture comes, we put our hands up, and we're like snapping and stuff. And then when we get off the ride, we walk up to the screens, because usually they'll show you like a preview of your photo, and then you can go to the counter and you can buy it or something like that. So we go up to the preview, and we see our picture, and we kind of started laughing, and we're like, dude, it kind of looks like we're giving the finger to the camera, because they caught us like mid-snap, right? So we're like, it looks like we're giving the middle finger. But I'm like, they'll know what we're doing, okay? Because even though like at first glance it looks like the middle finger, you can totally tell it's us snapping, okay? Just by the way our hands are shaped, you know that we're snapping. So we go up to the counter, and I have the photo pass, so that I can just get all my photos on like a digital copy or something like that. So we go up to the desk, and at this point we had been on the ride so many times, and we had gotten our photo so many times that the people behind the counter knew us, right? And so we walk up, and usually they were like really friendly, but this time they didn't look happy, right? And so I'm like, hey, we're just here to get our photo. And the guy's like, I can't give you your photo. And I'm like, why? And he says, if you do that again, I'll have you thrown out of the park. You can't be doing that. And I was so confused. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? So I was just like, okay. So we turn around and we start walking to the lockers to get our bag. And then I'm like, oh my God, he probably thought we were giving the finger to the camera. And so I said to my friend, okay, we're going to go back because we have to get that photo. Because since it really looks like we're giving the finger, we have to get that photo. It's iconic. So we went back to the desk, and I say to the guy, hey, look, I'm sorry for whatever you think that we did, but I'll have you know that we weren't giving the finger to the camera. We were snapping. We were listening to a song, and it was like a snap-worthy song. And I'm like, so we weren't giving the finger. I just want to let you know that. You don't have to give us the photo, but I just want you to know that we weren't giving the finger. So you don't need to threaten us with, like, throwing us out of the park, right? So him and the other lady who were working behind the desk, they looked back at the photo, and they both started dying laughing. They're like, oh my gosh, you guys are snapping. And then we're like, yeah. And the guy's like, well, then do you want your photo? Because we can give it to you now, since you weren't giving the finger. And I'm like, hell yeah, I want that photo. So we got the photo. So I have that photo now. And actually, I saw that guy. I didn't see the lady again, but I saw the guy one more time. And I haven't seen him since. I went like a different weekend. And I saw him. And I was like, oh, and he's like, oh my gosh, you're the guy who went on like 10 times in a row. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. After that, I haven't seen him again. Kind of wonder how he's doing. Shout out photo guy, Rip Ride Rocket. Don't remember his name. Though that was the thing with me. I used to remember the cast members' names. And actually, it pays off. I gotta say. I just like to, when I go to Universal, I just read people's name tags. And I just say like, hey, whatever. And just to like freak them out, because they're like, how the hell do you know my name? It's like, dog, it's on your name tag. And usually it just ends, they're just like laughing, because they're like, oh yeah, that's right, dummy. But sometimes it pays off. I was going by Transformers at the studios, and there was this lady working there, and she was like sweeping the concrete or something like that. And I said, hey, whatever her name was. She's like, oh hey, how's it going? I'm like, oh, it's going good. We're just we're heading down to Diagon Alley. And she's like, oh, do you guys want to go on Transformers? And at that day, like, Transformers was like an hour-long wait, okay? And, you know, just me, like, Transformers is good, but it's not an hour-long wait worthy. So I'm like, no, not at the moment, but we'll come back. And she's like, okay, well, if you guys do want to go on, I'll give you guys a fast pass. And we're like, well, hang on a second. You do what? She's like, oh, I'll give you a fast pass. Take you straight to the front of the line. I was like, well, screw it. We can't pass up that deal. So we went on Transformers. And so then, like, after that, I'd try to say the person's name as much as possible. I'd just try to be kind, because on the off chance they'll be like, hey, we'll take you to the front of the line. But yeah, I mean, I've been to Universal like so many times. It's like, the rides are still like fun, but sometimes, you know, I just want to go and then like not go on any rides. I just kind of want to just like chillax. The people don't say that anymore. Chillax. Yeah, I just want to go and I just want to chillax. Me and my friends were chillaxing at Universal. God, that was. But yeah, Universal. Fun. Fun. All right. Oh, I mean, I could talk about Disney, but I don't have much to say about Disney because, like I said, I haven't been to Disney in forever. Well, okay, so I went to Epcot with my friend, and it was over the summer, and so it was extremely hot. Okay, and I'm like, and I didn't bring a hat because I don't look good in hats. I don't think I look good in hats, at least before. I mean, now with my hair, like, it's longer, so I think I kind of look good in hats, and I think that's probably just because my hair is filling the hat a little bit more. Because, I don't know, before, when I had, like, short hair, I could not wear a hat. I did not look good in a hat. It made, like, my head look huge. And I'm like, I can't wear this. So I would never wear a hat. And it sucks because I had a shit ton of hats. And I don't wear them. I still have hats, but I don't wear them. But now, I don't know, there was like one day where my hair was just not working with me, and I didn't want to deal with it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw on a hat because I don't really care. Because I was gonna be like outside. Yeah, because I was gonna be working on like an engine, an LS engine, and so I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not trying to impress anyone. Also, like, my hair's just gonna get in my face when I'm trying to work on this thing. I just rather not deal with that, because then like my hands would get all oily and greasy, and I don't want to touch my hair, and then there's this, bleh. It's just gonna suck. So I put on a hat, and I was like, I don't look half bad in hats anymore. But I'm pretty sure it's just because of the hair. If I went back to short hair, like, I would not look good. I don't think. I'm not about to like shave my head just to check, because then I'm gonna be like, well, great, now I wish I had long hair again. But anyways, what was I even talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about at Epcot. So it was like extremely hot. I wasn't wearing a hat, and I'm like, you know, we have to get a hat, or I have to get a hat. I was with my friend. I'm like, you don't have to, but I have to. Because it was just too hot to just be out in the sun. Like, we always wanted to get in the shade. And so, we were going by China. Right? It was China? Yeah, it was China. And they have like those, like kiosk stands or whatever, where they sell things. So it's not like a full-on store, it's just like an outside small little shop or something. So they had one of those outside of China, and they had, I don't even know what they're called. I don't want to sound like racist or like offensive, but they're they call like rice hats or something. I don't know, but they're like a circle, and it's almost like a cone sort of thing. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So they were selling those, and I'm like, you know, when I was younger, I always wanted one of those hats, but I never got one of those. So I'm like, you know what? How about we get them? So we bought them, and holy crap, those things are amazing for the heat. I was like 100 times cooled down than I was without that hat. Because, you know, it's not just like a baseball cap. It doesn't just cover the front of your face. Like, it covers your whole head. And like part of your neck and like all that stuff. Because it's just like a big cone on your head. I'm like, this thing is lit. I love this thing. And so I'm just like walking around, and it had like a string on it. So when you went inside and you wanted to take it off, you could just like, you know, flip it back, and the string will be like around your neck, and so your hat just like hangs there. And then when you want to go back outside, you just like pull it up, and it was, oh my gosh. If you ever go to Epcot, get that hat if it's hot. Holy crap, that thing is amazing. But, you know, I came home, and how amazing it is, I'm like, there's no acceptable way for me to be wearing this outside of Epcot. At least I wouldn't think so. I mean, maybe people are like, it doesn't really matter, but I don't know. I just thought I was like, I would just feel weird wearing it outside in like casual attire, right? And I'm not at Epcot, because at Epcot it's like acceptable because it's got all the countries there, right? But yeah, that was my little anecdote from Epcot. Wasn't much to it. I just bought a hat. Yeah, I went to Epcot just to buy a hat. Didn't go on a single ride. No, I'm kidding. No, obviously I went on rides. My favorite ride is at Epcot, Spaceship Earth. Oh my gosh, that ride, I don't know what it is. It's not like a thrill ride. It's just like a ride where you can just chillax. God, I can't say that word without cheesing. Yeah, whenever I want to chillax, I just go on Spaceship Earth. Anyways, so that's my take on theme parks. They're cool. All right, next one. Titties or ass? Well, of course. You know, we knew that was gonna happen. The one immature person. Titties or ass, dude? God, what's your take? Which one's your favorite? Yep. Why can't I have both? No, they're both great. There's no or about it. They're both great. Okay, moving on before I get in trouble. All right, your hair slash daily slash morning routine. God, okay, I get this a lot actually. Like everyone asks how I do my hair, and it's just it's not like annoying. Like I don't really care, but it's just like I don't know. I feel weird talking about it, because it's just like I don't know. I just like when people say, "How do I do my hair?" I'm just like, I don't know. I comb it. Like, there's not much to it, really. I mean, it's a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? A lot more in depth. Would that be the right term? I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit more difficult now with having longer hair, just because there's more hair that you have to deal with. But like before, all I would really do is I would just like shower and then I would blow dry my hair. And, you may laugh, but like, it's so much better than just like air drying your hair. Because like, then you don't have to deal with damp hair. It's just dry. And plus, it adds volume to your hair if that's like what you're going for. Blow drying your hair and like combing it and all that stuff, it adds volume to your hair. So that's what I would do. I would like blow dry my hair, and then I would like after it's blow dried, I'd just like hairspray it just to keep it in place. But now with like longer hair, since there's more hair, there's more weight, I need a little bit more to add volume instead of just blow drying. So I use before I blow dry, like when my hair's damp, it's not wet, okay? When it's damp, I use mousse. And then I blow dry it because mousse adds volume. And so also it's somewhat styling. So you can use a comb or a brush or whatever. So when you're blow drying, you're adding volume, but you're also sort of styling your hair at the same time. And then when it's all done, I just hairspray it again. And that's basically it for my hair. But you want to know my daily routine? It's not that interesting, okay? I just like wake up at I wake up at 6:30. And then I shower, do my hair. That takes a while. Not like a long time. It's not like an hour or anything, but then I have like breakfast and I get ready to go to work. And I'm usually out of the house by 8-ish. And then I go to work, 9 to 5. You know me. Always on that grind. And then I just, after 5, I just come home. And usually when I come home is like I do my other work. Where I work on making videos and stuff. Because I'm trying to get more into making videos. I haven't posted any videos per se, but I have recorded a bunch. And I'm mainly doing it just so I can practice video editing. So, I don't know if I'm going to post the videos that I've made, but I've made a bunch. And it's really just to work on my editing. So when I do end up posting videos and stuff like that, I know what I'm doing. And it's not like I'm learning while I'm also trying to upload. So, excuse me. So I've been working on that. And then also, I do like podcast stuff. That's usually what I do when I come home. And I do that until I go to bed. But then there's some nights where I'm like, I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm just way too tired. And I just want a break. So then I just come home and I just chillax. Yeah, I'm just chillaxing at home. Yeah, and then I go to bed around midnight, 11:30, midnight, something like that. And then I wake up and do the whole thing again. Except on the weekend. The weekend, I wake up when I naturally wake up, around 7. But it's usually on Saturdays when I record my podcast, though I'm kind of wondering, I kind of want to change my post date of my podcast. I don't even want to post on Saturdays anymore. I kind of want to post them on Wednesdays. Record them on Tuesday nights and then have them upload, have them publish Wednesday morning or something like that. I don't know. It seems like that's what podcast people do. I've been noticing. Because I subscribe to a few podcasts that I enjoy listening to, and like they always post on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or something. And I'm like, is that the right? Am I doing this wrong? I mean, go figure. I mean, of course I'm doing this wrong. I've never done a podcast before, so of course I'm gonna do it wrong or something. So yeah, I kind of want to change my posting date, but then I have to like, I don't know, I guess it won't really be an issue. I'll just be like, hey, you know how instead of expecting episodes on Saturday, expect them on Wednesday morning. Also, I feel like more people, I'm sorry, I just cracked my knuckles right into the mic. I completely forgot it was there. But I feel like posting during the week would be like better, because like people are working, so they'll be more apt to listen to podcasts. I don't know. Because like on the weekend, people are doing stuff. Like they're going out, they're having fun, all that stuff. And so, you know, like why post on Saturday? Also, I'd rather not work on Saturday. I don't even know why I chose Saturday. Like of all the days I could have chosen. Because like now people are like, oh, you want to do something Saturday? And it's like, no, I'm working. Like I thought you were working all the week, like Monday through Friday. It's like, oh yeah, I know, but this is my other work. So I just want to change it, just to free up a day. Cause like I don't need to be making videos every single evening. I mean, I'm not. I'm doing it a lot of evenings, but not every evening. All right, but anyways, a lot more than you were probably hoping for. You're probably just hoping for just a straightforward, here's my schedule, boom, next one. Alright, so, this person wants me to talk about, okay, they gave me a lot in, like, one. Vegans. God, you know, I don't even want to get into vegans, okay? Because they're just going to come after me if I talk about vegans. But, you know me. I live life dangerously. So, vegans. I don't have an issue with vegans. Gotta be honest. I don't really have a huge issue with vegans. My only problem with vegans is like the vegans were, if you want to eat meat or if you are eating meat, they feel the need to educate you on how meat's bad for you and how you should be vegan. It's like, okay, do you hear me telling you how you shouldn't be vegan and you should start eating meat? No. I'm not gonna do that. I don't really care what you eat. You're vegan, okay? Cool. I eat meat. That's like my only beef with them. But most of them, at least the ones I've met, aren't really like that. So yeah, I don't really have a problem with vegans. I wouldn't be a vegan. I need steak. I need meat in my mouth. No. No, we're not going there. Alright, he also wants me to talk about Jeep Gladiators. I don't even know what is Jeep Gladiators? Is that Jeep fighting? Is that like Jeep chicken? The Jeeps just like run into each other? And whoever steers out of the way loses or something? Oh, hold on. I gotta look this up. Jeep Gladiator. Oh, it's one of the... Oh, it's like the pickup Jeep. The pickup truck Jeep. You know, I hate these things. There's something very off-putting about a Jeep having a truck bed. Like, who would... I kind of feel bad, because I don't know if this guy was asking my opinion on Jeep Gliders because he hates them and wants to see if I hate them, or if he likes them and wants my opinion. If you like them, I'm sorry, but they suck. I recommend you don't get that. Like, why? I don't even understand the reason. I mean, well, I mean, the reason would be you want a Jeep, but you also want a truck. But, like, I don't know. I feel like people who want trucks aren't Jeep people. And people who want Jeeps aren't truck people. It's sort of just like a thing. So like why cater to a market that's just not there? Cuz I don't see many of these things around. But it is a weird car. You know what another weird car is? I was driving around and I saw like this SUV Mustang. One of the weirdest cars I've ever seen in my life. It was like an SUV and it had the Mustang symbol on it. And I'm like, this has to be a joke, right? Somebody just has an SUV and they put the Mustang symbol on it because they thought it was cool. But no. Ford actually made an SUV Mustang. And I have no idea why. Why do you take your muscle car and turn it into an SUV? Like, what? That's like Chevy coming out with an SUV Corvette. It's like, what? Who? Why? You could have named it anything else. I think it's an electric SUV, this SUV Mustang. So it's a whole new, different even type of car, because regular Mustangs aren't electric. So like, you could have named this car anything else. Why did you put Mustang on it? If you wanted an electric Mustang, why don't you just make an electric Mustang? Just keep the same car. Make it a Mustang. I don't know. There's just some weird cars on the road. All right. Wow, this is actually filling a lot of time. I'm actually kind of surprised. Okay, so this person wants to know the best Phineas and Ferb episodes and why? Look, I don't watch Phineas and Ferb. Okay? Like, even when I was younger, I didn't really watch Phineas and Ferb. I saw some, but I wasn't like a Phineas and Ferb fan. I can't tell you one episode, because I can't, like, figure one out right now. I know, like, what the characters look like, but I can't tell you what they did. What did they even do? Like, what was the show even about? I completely forgot. That's how little I watched the show. I don't even remember what it was about. I know it was a cartoon. And I know about Perry the Platypus and Doofenshmirtz because they're in like a shit ton of memes. But other than that, I have no idea what the show is about. So, I can't tell you. Couldn't tell you. Alright. Next one. Video game drought. Only thing to play is older games or battle royales like Warzone. You know, I gotta say, I kind of agree with that, though I don't know what video games you're looking for, though. Like, I talked about the battle royale games in a previous episode. I can't remember which one, but the reason why those are the reason why they're making so many is because for whatever reason they're just extremely popular. Like Fortnite, there's people who still play Fortnite, and there's still a shit ton of people who watch it and pay attention to it. It's like, like I said, I don't understand. After a while, I would just get bored because you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. You're shooting people and you're building shit. After a while, where's the appeal? But yeah, I don't know what games you're looking for, because the only other games I could think of is story-driven games, which there's a few that are out now. Like, most recently, Resident Evil 8. Okay? And I gotta say, I gotta recommend that game. I haven't finished it yet, but I've started playing it. Fucking good game. I've never played a Resident Evil game before, but then I just played 7 right before I played 8. And 7 was a great game. And that game came out in 2017, and it still looked phenomenal in today's standards. So, like, I mean, yeah, that's an older game. So I guess, yeah, older games. But Resident Evil 8 just came out, and that's a phenomenal game. But I don't know if that's what you're into. Maybe you're not into horror games. I don't know what you're looking for. I mean, there's other games that have come out. If you have a PlayStation, Spider-Man Miles Morales came out. You can play that. Also on PlayStation, you got The Last of Us 2 that came out. Though, you know, it did come out like quite a few months ago. Like I think it was like November of last year, but still, it's a newish game. So yeah, I mean, I also, if you're a Call of Duty person, but you don't want to play Warzone, Call of Duty Cold War just came out, and that has a story to it. So, I mean, there you go. And it's got whole new zombies, all that shit. So, I don't know what you mean by video game drought, because I was never really into video games until like just recently, so I have no idea what the video game climate was before recently. Like, who knows? Maybe they were coming out with like 20 games a month or something. And that's why you're saying there's a drought, because now there's like hardly any coming out. But I've kind of thought that was the way things were, you know? So yeah, but yeah, the reason why Battle Royales are so popular is because everyone loves them for whatever reason. Don't see the appeal. Like, everyone, when everyone jumped to Warzone, they're like, oh my god, it's so much better than Fortnite. There's no difference. There's literally no difference, except it's not cartoonish. And you don't build stuff. Other than that, it's the same premise. But yeah, and also, I mean, Fall Guys was a popular thing for a while. Never played that either, but that was like an arcade game too. But it wasn't a Battle Royale, was it? I guess it kind of was. Well then, yeah, I guess you're right. Battle Royales. Alright, this is going to be the last one, because I'm coming to the end. So you want to talk about Among Us. Okay, well, I didn't really play Among Us, I gotta say. So I don't really know. I don't have much to talk about with that, because I didn't really play it a whole lot. I played a few rounds, and it was fun, you know, because it was like murder mystery and all that stuff. So it was a fun game. But yeah, it's kind of like the Battle Royales. It's just an arcade game. So you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And so after a while, it's like, you know, like, now what? I guess that's just kind of the thing with video games. I mean, even with story-driven games. Because I only play story-driven games once. I hardly ever go back and play them like a second time, let alone a third and fourth, because it's going to be the same story. I mean, sometimes I go back, like on a harder difficulty or something like that, but I never really finish it. Like, when I finished playing Red Dead Redemption 2, I went back and I started playing from the beginning again, and then I just stopped, because I'm like, I'm tired of this. I just played this game. But I mean, that was different, because that has like different endings and stuff like that, and you have choices with that, so. But yeah, I mean, how many older games have you played? I mean, if you haven't played any Resident Evil games, definitely play those. Phenomenal games. I'm assuming the other ones are. I've only played 7 and 8, so. But yeah, I'm assuming the other ones are just as good. If they're anything like 7 and 8, they're good. Last of Us, the first one was good. Second one, I haven't finished the second one, and I don't think I ever will. I hate that game. Oh, also, Cyberpunk came out. Cyberpunk 2077, I think it was called. Though that game did kind of flop, I gotta say. It was on sale, and so I was gonna get it, but you know, I heard so many bad things about it. Right? There's so many people that are like, oh, there's so many bugs, there's this, that, and the other. And I was thinking back to all the games I've gotten in the past, and I'm like, I've never really regretted buying any game. So I don't think that's gonna happen this time, because, you know, maybe I'm only seeing the bad stuff, and maybe the game isn't as bad as my perception of it is. So I had low expectations, and it was on sale, so I bought it. And even on sale, like, I started playing it, I instantly regretted buying it. I was like, holy shit, this game is just as bad as everyone was saying it is, if not worse. Like, I had low expectations and I was disappointed. There was so many bugs, so yeah, I guess maybe not get that. But if you're desperate for buying a game or you want to play a new game and you haven't played Cyberpunk, and that's like the only new game that you haven't played, I guess get it. Try it out. Because I haven't finished that game either. I mean, there was some fun bits to it, but yeah, overall, like just the bugs of the game was kind of like, what the hell? How is this game like this? But I got more, but maybe I can save them for another episode or something, because I don't want to go way over. So I guess I'll just end it here. The episode, okay? End the episode. Alright, so if you guys enjoyed it, subscribe, leave a review, like the video, follow, do all that stuff. It really helps me out a lot. Like, really does. Because all that stuff, like liking, subscribing, following, doing all that stuff, like, the more like good reviews that you get on like Apple Podcasts, or the more likes you get on a YouTube video, the more Apple or YouTube or all that stuff would like promote your stuff to other people. And so that's the ultimate goal. So yeah, just do all that stuff. That really helps me out. Follow my social media at RealJLions on both Instagram and Twitter. Because who knows? Maybe I'll ask for you guys' input for another episode. Who knows? You never know. But yeah, follow my social media. Follow this podcast on social media at Lion on Main, both Instagram and Twitter as well. And that seems about it for this podcast. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next episode. That was a horrible take. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Love you. I don't know. Do I? Peace.